Hi, I'm Mark, and on my channel I talk about UK politics and Brexit from an outside view, usually. I do know the UK from the inside as well, and today we do it a little bit differently. Today I would like to move on to a somewhat friendlier topic. Unlike at the European Football Championships you might have followed, the English and Scottish flags will remain in the closet at the Olympics that are running now. But why is that? The national team was in the final as it was in 2021, and the Scottish fans, unlike their team on the pitch, kept things busy in the preliminary rounds. It's clear that the teams from the island have left their mark on the European Football Championship in Germany. Now the next major sporting event is already upon us. The Summer Olympics are taking place in Paris since July 26th until August 11th. But you won't find any teams or athletes competing there under the English or Scottish flag on the start lists. The two countries will not appear in the medal table either. England and Scotland, as well as Wales and Northern Ireland, are part of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. The four parts of the country are kinda autonomous states of a higher level union of states. Athletes from these countries compete now under the British flag at the Olympics, unlike at the football games. This is the case for most sports in all international competitions, not just at the Olympics. And God Save the King instead of Flower in Scotland will be heard there. Scottish tennis pro Andy Murray not only won his 2 Olympic gold medals in 2012 and 2016 for Great Britain, he won the Davis Cup with Team GB in 2015 and is also listed as a Brit in the tennis world rankings. Football, like a few other team sports, for example rugby, is an exception in this respect. FIFA recognizes the 4 individual national associations as independent. Great Britain, meanwhile, is not a member of FIFA. At golf tournaments too, you can see English, Northern Irish, Scottish or Welsh flags next to the names of the players on the PGA Tour. At the Olympics in Paris, however, the golf stars from these countries will play for medals for Great Britain. In football, the special FIFA rule that more than one team from Great Britain may take part in competitions of the World Football Association was decided as early as 1910. I talked about this in another video already. In contrast, numerous other sports associations and the International Olympic Committee, the IOC, only recognize the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland as a participating nation, not the individual nations. In men's football, Great Britain, which won gold in 1908 and 1912, has not participated since 1976, making an exception only at the 2012 Summer Games in London. At that time, however, no Northern Irish and Scottish players were called up to the Olympic squad for performance reasons. The British women took part in the Olympic Games in 2012 and 2021, but failed to win a medal in each case. At the behest of FIFA, the English women's national team qualified for the Olympics in Tokyo, securing their place by reaching the World Cup semi-finals. In Tokyo, the squad included 15 English women, 2 Scots women and 1 Welsh woman. Even without the football medals, Great Britain finished 3rd in the medal table at the 2012 Games in London, and 4 years later in Rio de Janeiro they even managed 2nd place. In Tokyo, Team UK narrowly missed the podium, finishing 4th. And Andy Murray, well, he will probably end his tennis career after the game, much to the dismay of the Scottish and British fans. Great Britain's relationship with the Olympic Games is a fascinating chapter in the history of European sports. It reflects the complex interactions between historical, cultural and indeed political developments and offers an exciting point of comparison with other European nations. Both Great Britain and other European nations such as France, Sweden and Greece were instrumental in the revival of the Olympic Games. The shared ideals of peace, international understanding and sporting competition formed the basis for the modern Olympic movement. The Olympic Games were and are seen throughout Europe as an opportunity to strengthen national identity and increase the country's reputation on the international stage. Medals are seen as an expression of national strength and are often celebrated with great pride. The debate about amateurism and professionalism has been similar in many European countries. While Great Britain held on to its amateur model for a long time, professionalization took hold earlier in other countries such as Germany and Italy. These developments reflect the different social and economic conditions. The popularity of individual sports varies greatly between European countries. While football, rugby, and cricket play a central role in Great Britain, winter sports dominate in other countries such as Scandinavia or team sports such as handball in Eastern Europe. These differences influence the perception of the Olympic Games and the expectations of one's own athletes. The culture of sport shapes the attitudes towards the Olympic Games. In countries with a long tradition of competitive sports, such as Germany, expectations are often high and the pressure on athletes is correspondingly great. In other countries, such as the Netherlands, for example, the focus is on popular sport and the Olympic Games are celebrated more as a celebration of sport. The role of the media and the public perception of the Olympic Games also differ. In some countries, such as Great Britain, the Olympic Games are a major national event that is intensively covered by the media. In other countries, they play a less prominent role. And state support for sport varies considerably between European countries. While some countries, such as France, view sport as a national project and generously support it, especially this year, of course, others, such as Great Britain, rely more on private initiatives. The Olympic Games have often been instrumentalized for political purposes in the past as well. During the Cold War in particular, the Games were used to demonstrate national strength and ideological superiority. Hosting the Olympic Games can have a positive influence on social development. They can help to modernize cities, improve infrastructure, and make sport accessible to all. The German sport culture here is, for example, characterized by discipline, a focus on performance, and a strong team spirit. And the Olympic Games play an important role in German self-image and are seen as an opportunity to strengthen national unity. France emphasizes the idealistic aspects of the Olympic Games, such as fair play and international understanding. And sport is deeply rooted in the culture in France and is seen as an important part of life. The Italians live sport with great passion and emotion. Football is the most popular sport, but other sports such as cycling and athletics are also very popular. Globalization has profoundly changed sport and thus also the Olympic Games. International clubs, high-performing foreigners, and the commercialization of sport have changed the national sporting landscapes in many cases. The participation of women in the Olympic Games has increased significantly in recent decades. Nevertheless, there are indeed still inequalities and challenges that need to be overcome still. The Olympic Games face major challenges such as rising costs, the question of sustainability, and criticism of commercialization. Comparing the British Olympic attitude with other European nations shows that a country's relationship with the Olympic Games is quite a complex web of historical, cultural, political, and social factors. While common roots and ideals unite European nations, individual characteristics paint a complex picture. The Olympic Games are more than just a sporting event. They are a reflection of society and a place where nations compete and exchange ideas, and are sometimes really intense. I fortunately have access to a lot of the sports in the Olympic Games, although I'm working a lot at the moment and with some technical issues due to heat. In the meantime, I had to work even more, although we have summer holidays here. But I still was able, because we can live all sports events here in Germany on public television via stream. I could watch a lot of things late evenings or very early mornings that I wanted to see. And one thing I saw was, don't ask me the English name for it, but it was the rowing competitions and the, I don't know if it was the 4 women double rowing. I don't know the English terms for that. I'm sorry, that's too special. I saw the competition between the Netherlands and the British, and it was just a last-second British win. So congratulations on that one. But that was quite an exciting race. And I was surprised that, to be honest, that the Germans made 3rd place. It didn't look like that for most of the race. But that is what is so exciting about sports. It was not the exciting part that the Germans still made space, made well on the space and the back, but the race between the Netherlands and the British in the last seconds of the game was just amazing. And that is what the Olympic Games are for me. That's why I like watching it as much as I can, as much as my time allows me. And it's not about the medal listing in the end. Germany is not doing well this year, I can tell you that one. But it's about the competitions. There are a lot of competitions when you watch them. It's just amazing. The Olympics are something special. And that's why I wanted to bring that topic as well, especially after the British win today. And it does indeed influence Britain as well. And I thought the topic was quite interesting once again. Why in one sport it's Britain, in other sports it's England, and so on. And I wanted to bring that topic up once again. But if you want to see more about politics or Brexit, the next video is right here in the end screen. I'll see you there. I'll be back.